Mike Briggs is our cattle market analyst this week. Feedlot producers continue to enjoy positive profit potential as they rode another rally to close out the month of May. August live cattle futures set a contract high Monday after increasing nearly $8 per hundredweight from May's lowest mark. The USDA's latest cattle on feed report showed placements during April were 11% higher than April 2016, but as we said when we last talked with Mike, weights were dropping. The agency's data for April showed animals were 23 pounds lighter at slaughter than a year ago. On the demand side, international exports remain strong with April shipments up 15% year over year. And domestically, meat prices are offering better deals for buyers. Ground beef in April was its cheapest in 39 months. We talked with Mike Tuesday afternoon and began by looking at recent market price movements.
We're still having a lot of fun in the cattle feeding business. You've seen really good strength. We've got excellent demand, whether it be domestic, whether it be export. Things are really kind of going our way. Last time we talked about maybe the market would stumble a little bit after Memorial Day. We have dropped cash prices down $10 to $15, but it looks like they're starting to work their way back because the supply of cattle is still not showing up.
That odd counter-seasonal price movement is because of that?
Primarily, we've basically slaughtered an additional, we've pulled ahead 1 million head of cattle. So that's 2 weeks worth of slaughter. So, you know, you can't keep doing that forever, and eventually it's going to catch up. And we're just too short of cattle right now. Now, there's still numbers coming at the market, and eventually the packer's going to get enough numbers around him. He's going to pound us, but he hasn't been able to do that yet.
Slaughter weights in April, we talked about this last month, but now in April, slaughter weights were down 23 pounds. So after feeding him so big a year ago and now trying to get him ahead to get him to the market, where's the target for getting him out of the feedlot?
The target is get them out of here as fast as you can. As soon as they've got enough finish that the packer will buy them. People are taking it because we've been told now for months, oh, and I'm one of the guys, the end is near, the end is near. Now as we pull these cattle ahead, the end keeps getting a little further off and a little further off. I still think eventually it's going to get us. I think it might be after the 4th of July before we get into enough numbers. 4th of July, coincidentally, is your last big beef holiday, and we typically nosedive after that, and I think it could be similar to that again.
Harder to make quality grades?
Oh yeah, you've seen quality grade drop precipitously, and that's a bad time if you're grading cattle to send cattle in that don't grade, because with a $28 choice select spread, pretty big risk reward there, and the risk will beat you up pretty bad if you don't grade quality. Quality grade isn't good.
April placements up 11%. How surprising is that?
Not that much. We knew there was a lot of cattle outside of feed yards. There was a lot of cattle on wheat this year. Guys left them on wheat because they had good rainfall down south for a while, and so now those cattle are coming off. I don't know exactly what's going to be behind these. You're going to see the guys in the southeast start to have calves ready. But there's quite a big supply of feeder cattle outside of feed yards.
So the other thing about that is the feeder cattle market is going up as well. At a certain point, are you nervous to get too high on buying?
I've been nervous for a month and I've been wrong. I was so nervous of this thing. You could have walked around like a drunken sailor and bought cattle last month and you'd look like a hero. I think, personally, I think we're kind of at the upper end of this thing, so you need to be really careful. But if you can buy margins, buy margins. That's what we do. And for the time being here, we've been able to pencil margins, so you just need to keep buying.
So let's talk about the export demand for U.S. beef and the potential for U.S. beef in China. How excited are you?
I'm kind of moderately excited because we keep putting the if-fors and why-thans and all that on there. You know, if we get it until they have a solid set of specs that we can work with, you'll see something there, but it's not going to be this big tsunami of demand, at least not in the beginning. I think it could work into it. If they're going to just want the all-natural, no implants, no ractopamine, all that kind of stuff, that you're narrowing that supply down to like 5% of the cattle population. So then it never ends up being much.
Tell me about the price of corn and how it's impacting margins.
Well, corn is at a pretty favorable price right now, as long as you're not a farmer. It's been really good as far as feeding, and I think it's going to continue. My concern with the corn market is the massive amount of fund shorts. And if the weather kind of goes not in the corn guys' favor, wow, it's just going to be like a fire drill, and it's just going to drive that corn up really high. And if you struggle, because corn has been cheap so long, you've built this huge demand base. If the corn crop starts to struggle, this thing gets out of hand in a hurry.
I do want to talk about meat prices. You had mentioned domestic demand earlier. With pulling cattle forward, less supply in summer, strong exports, what do you think it means for meat prices?
Oh, they're going to have to go back up. You know, I complained and complained and complained last fall that the retailer moves like a glacier for whatever reason. They were buying our cattle last year at 94 cents and still charging huge prices in the store. Then we came out to the first of the year and they finally started to lower prices. Well, then here comes the rally in the beef market. So they're probably caught in the pinch a little bit. So I think you're going to see beef prices probably edge back up a little bit, but if I'm right and we talk about a bigger supply in the late summer, they'll edge right back down.
All right, close out with, give me your outlook here.
I think we're in good shape. We didn't talk about the India situation. Allegedly, they're going to stop the slaughter of all beef animals, and they are the #1 exporter in the world. It's primarily water buffalo, but meat is meat. So if you get China on board and you take away one of the largest meat exporters, could be a pretty good deal. It's hard to say.